After the survival test, the student council president receives the results. He waits to see what Kiyotaka will do in the next test. Elsewhere, Kiyotaka recalls the conversation he had with teacher Chabashira. Later, while everyone is having fun on the school ship, it is announced to all the students that they will soon have a new special test. The test divides the students from different classes into 8 groups of 14 members, which consist of 4 students from Class D and C, 3 students from Class B and A. Each group is under the name of a planet. The test has a duration of 4 days, with 1 day for rest. On the first day, one member of each group is declared VIP. During the remaining 2 days, the members of the groups meet to discuss for 30 minutes to find out who is the VIP. After 30 minutes of the final day, everyone but the VIP sends a guest to the school. There are 4 cases of the test. Case 1, if everyone but the VIP's classmates sends the correct answer, each student will receive 500,000 private points and the VIP an extra 500,000. Case 2, if at least one person, excluding the VIP's classmates, sends a wrong answer, the VIP receives 500,000 private points. The remaining 2 cases apply if the VIP is exposed before the end of the test. Case 3, if a student sends the correct answer, they will receive 500,000 private points, their class will earn 50 class points, and the testing period is over for the group. Additionally, if the VIP's classmate sends the correct answer, it will be deemed invalid, and the test will continue. Case 4, if a student sends a wrong answer, their class will lose 50 class points, the VIP will receive 500,000 private points, and their class will receive 50 class points, and the testing period is concluded. Additionally, if the VIP's classmate sends a wrong answer, it will be deemed invalid, and the test will continue. On the day of the test, Kiyotaka and Suzune receive a message, neither of them is the VIP. Ryuin arrives to talk to Suzune, asking what strategy Suzune used to win the survival test. Later, the first discussion begins. The featured participants of the Mars group are Ichinos from Class B, Koji Machida from Class A, Ibuki from Class C, Keikaru Izawa and Kiyotaka Ayanokouji from Case D. During the discussion, the students of Class A decide not to speak in order to maintain the status quo. On the other hand, the other classes want points to raise their class. Later, Kiyotaka sees 3 students targeting Kei and Koji Machida helps her. The next day, during the second discussion, everyone decides to take the test calmly. Kiyotaka is observing Kei. Later, in her room, while she is taking a shower, Kei breaks down crying for some reason. Sometime later, Kiyotaka, Harada and Yukamura talk about VIPs. Harada says that Kushida could be the VIP of her group. At that time, Koenji says that 2 more days of test are a nuisance and ends the Saturn group's test with a call. Later, while Kiyotaka talks to Suzune about Koenji, he requests her for information about Kei, since she is acting weird. Ryuin arrives with them again. He boasts that he is close to winning the test. Kiyotaka believes that Ryuin could win, as the school tests follow a pattern of rules and Ryuin knows that. Ryuin proposes to Suzune to join the D class, B class and C class to Beta class. Suzune declines. Elsewhere, Kei looks in the mirror. She says she will do anything to protect herself. On the way to his room, Kiyotaka meets Kushida. She throws on Kiyotaka saying that she feels lonely. However, she quickly apologizes to him and runs off. Later, Kiyotaka sees Harada and Kei arguing about what happened with the girls who attacked her earlier. She wants Harada to do something. Kiyotaka eavesdrops on them and learns that Harada and Kei are not really boyfriend and girlfriend. Since Harada doesn't want to do what she wants, Kei breaks up with him. After Kei leaves, Kiyotaka comes over to talk to Harada. Kiyotaka guesses that Kei was dating Harada to protect herself, like a parasite. Harada tells Kiyotaka that Kei wants to protect herself because she was bullied in elementary and middle school. During the 3rd and 4th debate, Kei was together with Machida all the time. The situation of the Mars group is still deadlocked. Later, Kiyotaka and Yukamura see how 3 girls from Class C follow Kei. Kiyotaka and Yukamura follow them secretly and see how the girls harass Kei. Yukamura can't stay alone watching, so he goes to help Kei. After the C-class girls leave, Kei yells at Yukimura telling him that she didn't need his help. Some time later, Kei is summoned to a remote place thinking she would find Harada, but instead she meets Mane and the C-class girls. They bully Kei and begin to beat her up. Kiyotaka watches all this from a distance, waiting for Manabu and her friends to tear Kei apart. After the C-class girls leave, Kiyotaka arrives in front of Kei. Kiyotaka tells Kei to spread her legs, which she does. Kiyotaka tells Kei that he will protect her in exchange for her cooperation with him. Kiyotaka wants Kei to unite the D-class girls under her. Later, during the last discussion, the members of the Mars group decide to show their cell phones to see who is the VIP. Yukimura shows his cell phone and says that he is the VIP, however Ichino's calls Kiyaka's number and the cell phone rings in Yukimura's hands. Everyone finds out that the VIP is Kiyotaka. Afterwards, Kiyotaka and Kei talk about the VIP, since the real VIP of the Mars group is Kei. Kiyotaka and Kei had exchanged cell phones and SIM card to deceive the other members of the group. Ichino's had already realized this, so Class B was not deceived. Afterwards, the students receive a message from the school with the test results. They are all surprised that Class C is in first place. Ryuin comes to the D-class group, telling Suzune that he will tear her apart body and soul. Kiyotaka just watches from the side thinking that Class D will be in trouble. The students of Class D talk about the pattern of the exam. The surnames of the VIPs matched the order of the planets in the solar system. They think Ryuin discovered this clue at the beginning of the exam. Horikita says that even if Ryuin discovered it, Class C was not as unified as it seemed. Sometime later, in the classroom of Class D, Chabashira tells the students that the sports festival is coming soon. The sports festival will be like a special test where the best will be awarded prizes and the worst will be penalized. During the school festival, all classes will be split into two groups, the white team and the red team. Classes A and D form the red team. The school will hold 13 sports events, where teams will compete against each other. The sports festival has several merits. The top 3 placements have a choice between 1,000 private points or bonuses on their written exam, and demerits. The bottom 10 placements lose bonuses on their written exam, and classes can decide participants for the events. Kiyotaka and Suzune discuss about the similarities of special tests. Suzune thinks the tests are similar. On the other hand, Kiyotaka does not think so. He says that this event is to test students' athletic ability. Class D students are deciding the participants for the events. Suzune suggests that they should pair stronger and weaker students to win the events, at the risk of the weaker students losing out on merits. Kei disagrees with Suzune's proposal. She says that Suzune treats them like fools and looks down on them. Kei asks Kushida for her opinion. Kushida says that she understands the two arguments, and that they should combine the arguments so that everyone will accept it. As Suzune and Kei disagree, the students vote between the two proposals. Suzune's proposal wins over Kei's by 10 votes to 8 votes. Afterwards, Kei asks Kiyotaka why he told her to oppose Suzune's proposal and ask Kushida's opinion. Kiyotaka says that it is part of his plan to move up to a class. He also tells Kei that at the sports festival the D class will have a traitor who will leak the class information. Class D trains for the future festival trials. Suzune tells Kiyotaka that the slower ones should keep up with the faster ones. Kiyotaka asks Suzune to run with him. She can't keep up with him. He tells her that she should pay more attention to the other teammates. Kiyotaka tells Suzune to join him the next day to study the white team. He also tells Suzune that Kushida was the one who had betrayed the Earth team in the boat test. Suzune asks Kiyotaka why Kushida had betrayed the class. Kiyotaka says he doesn't know, maybe she did it for points. He tells Suzune that a class with traitors will never win. So they must prove Kushida's betrayal. Afterwards, Kushida, Suzune and Kiyotaka meet to talk about spying on the white team. Suzune asks Kushida directly if she told Ryuin that she was Team Earth's VIP. Kushida denies it, and asks Suzune to trust her. On the day of the sports festival in Class D, Sudo is very excited, bragging about his achievements in the tryouts, which keeps the morale of Class D high. On the other hand, Oriju Saki Enaji of Class A asks about Class D's performance. Koenji doesn't want to participate in the tests, so Sudo gets furious. Later, during a tryout, Sudo is surrounded, so he can't do anything and they lose the tryout. Suzune hurts her ankle during the tryout. In another tryout, the C-class students keep targeting Suzune, so Sudo is worried about her. During the tryouts, Sudo is provoked by Ryuin and the red team ends up losing. Kiyotaka tells Kei that someone leaked their team's information to Ryuin, so they target Sudo and Suzune. He also says that his goal has never been to win the sports festival. Sudo is angry about Ryuin's cheating and wants to hit him. When Hirata tries to stop him, Sudo hits him. Kiyotaka tells Suzune to stop being useless and go find Sudo, as Sudo can be useful to her as she is to Kiyotaka. Later, Kushida tells Suzune that a C-class student is in the infirmary and that she accuses Suzune of attacking her. Suzune goes to the infirmary where she meets Ryuin, who tells her that he is going to report Suzune to the school for attacking a student. Ryuin demands 1,000,000 points and that she kneels before him so that he won't report Suzune. Suzune encounters Manabu and she tells him that they will not continue to cause trouble at the sports festival. Suzune goes to look for Sudo to come back to participate in the sports festival. Sudo refuses, saying he doesn't care anymore. Suzune says that she won't come back without him. Elsewhere, Kiyotaka tells Kushida that he knows she leaked the class information to Ryuin. She tries to refuse, but Kiyotaka tells her that he saw her taking pictures of the list of participants. Kushida, seeing that he can't fool Kiyotaka, admits that she leaked the list. She was also the one who betrayed Team Earth on the boat. Kushida says she wants Suzune to be expelled, and is willing to sacrifice the D class for her goal. She tells Kiyotaka that now she wants him expelled too. Horikita tells Sudo about her relationship with Manabu and how she feels. She also asks Sudo to help her win at the sports festival. Sudo agrees. During the last event, the relay race, Kiyotaka challenges Manabu to a race between them. Manabu accepts. When the race starts, they both run very fast, overtaking the other participants. Kiyotaka loses the race because the participant in front of him stumbled. Red team wins the event. Class D came in last place. However, everyone is happy to get points. Suzune tells Kiyotaka that she learned a lot from the sports festival and grew as a person. Later, Suzune meets Ryuin and Kushida. Suzune guesses that Kushida is behind all this. Kushida shows his true face to Suzune. She tells Suzune that she wants Suzune to be expelled. Ryuin demands Suzune to kneel down. At that moment, Ryuin receives a message with a recording. The recording is of Ryuin telling the C-class student to pretend to hurt herself to blackmail Suzune. Ryuin is surprised that someone had manipulated all of them. Ryuin and Kushida leave, leaving Suzune surprised by what had happened.
I hope you liked the recap. If so, don't forget to subscribe and like it.